Hello, everyone. Welcome to this follow-up for Diamond Dogs by David Bowie. Interesting glam album. Kind of hit and miss on it. It was sort of a very wildly eclectic album. It was doing a lot of different things. We're just going to go track by track into my ratings on it, as you can see here. So Future Legend, it's a weird intro. It almost feels like outside 20 years ahead of its time. Diamond Dogs, I think, is a fine boppy kind of glam track. It's just a bit of a flat line for me for its length. Sweet Thing, interesting vocal performance, obviously, but I also like the slower pace and vibe here. Candidate has a cool shift in tone with nice saxophone from Bowie, and then the Reprise has a great keyboard breakaway from Garson and a nice climax for the whole suite of Sweet Thing. It's probably my favorite set of songs on the album, I think. Rebel Rebel, obviously nothing much new to say on this one that has been said before. I'd like it more if it wasn't just a loop of one guitar riff, although it is a great riff. And then Rock and Roll With Me is like just weird schmaltz out of nowhere. I don't dislike it, but it just feels like adult-oriented rock with glam spice thrown in. Really odd track as far as being on this album goes. We Are the Dead is all right. It just feels a bit silly in ways. And I can see people liking it more than I did, but it didn't hit me very hard. 1984 is a fun track, and this sounds like the intro to like a 70s cop show with like the Big Brother, one of my favorite tracks on the album. I just like how dynamic it is, and it has audacious instrumentation, great verses and chorus too. And then Chant at the very end, really silly outro, but it's kind of funny, and it's a very apt title for what the song sounds like. So those are my ratings for all the different thongs. I have it at a 3.5. It's probably more like a 3.25 for me. It doesn't get to be, like, it's never bad. I would never say that any of these songs on this album are bad. It's very wildly inconsistent pacing-wise, somewhat tone-wise as well. But there's a lot of really interesting stuff here. And it is an interesting, like, albeit rocky transition out of his glam stuff into his stuff that he'll be doing later. But that's my follow-up for Diamond Dogs. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, Godspeed.